it could be a sort of big dick swing, right? That we're just going to build this massive...
It's America.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah. With a phallic building with no windows to scare you that we're watching you.
Yeah. Big dick-shaped skyscraper.
Yeah.
Pointing at the sky.
Yeah.
Jizzing out data.
Jizzing out data. Hello! Welcome to Believe. I'm Phil Green.
And I'm David Ferguson.
And this is a podcast all about the world's craziest myths, mysteries, and conspiracy theories, isn't it?
Well, unless we're actually telling you the truth and they're trying to stop us from getting that out there.
And sometimes they are.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe any of it, but David does, and that's why we're here. Each episode, we bring on a guest, and that guest has picked a myth, mystery, or conspiracy they want to talk about. And then we get facts and figures from the internet, and then we try to prove it, debunk it, or...
share it with the world because everyone needs to know.
Yeah. We'll see how that pans out. Now, if people want to follow us on social media, where can they do that?
Well, we're getting really good at this. We're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Our handle is BelievePod.
Yeah, because we're pretty goddamn hip. It's where you could tell us what you think about the myths, mysteries, and conspiracies we've been talking about. Let us know your opinion. We want to know. We want your view to be shared. We also want to know what you want us to cover on this podcast. A lot of the things that we've been covering this season have been suggested by you guys. So let us know. Tell us what myths, mysteries, and conspiracies have been bugging you. And we'll try and find someone who can give you those answers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if they listen to this podcast, and let's say they listen to a few episodes and they think, my God, these guys, they're terrific. They've answered some of the big questions that have been bugging me for years. But how can I get more of this every single week?
And they would think that. And we've got extra to offer. We've got a Patreon.
Oh, we got a Patreon. Yeah. For £5 a month, you can get extra episodes of this podcast every motherfucking week. It is the price of a cup of coffee, and they get so much for that, don't they?
Yeah. Yes. And it's the price of a cup of coffee for just one of us. Mm-hmm. So it's like you don't have to be too generous. They get loads. You get extra episodes. You get us worrying about stuff. We are on patreon.com/BelievePod. That's also in our show notes.
Yes, also in our show notes. Go in there. Also, you can see what all the episodes that we've done. We've got episodes on the 27 Club. We've got episodes on the Zodiac Killer. We've got episodes on Stonehenge. We've got episodes on...
Nicolas Cage is a vampire.
Nicolas Cage is a vampire. We've got episodes on the Bermuda Trunk. We've got loads of episodes out there already. Go on there. £5 a month. You get all of those, plus a new episode every week. How exciting is that? And early access to the main feed. That's pretty exciting, isn't it?
You know, we can all do this together, and you're helping us make this.
Exactly. So, and we will love you forever.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also going to be doing some previews of my latest stand-up show. If you would like to come and see that, you can. I will be at 21 Soho in London on the 11th of April. I will also be in Southampton on the 2nd of May. At the end of May, I'll be in Brighton. On the 5th of June in Derby, the 7th of June in Chichester, and on the 11th of June, David and I will be doing a double header of shows at the Bedford in Balham in London. And we would love to see you there, would we?
We really would. It'd be awesome.
Yes, absolutely. There's a link in our show notes to any of those. You can also go onto philgreencomedy.com, and there is a link there as well. George is here.
George is here. George is always here.
He's always here, and he's always ready to go. Well, sometimes he's ready to go. Sometimes we have to wind him up, don't we?
Yeah, or threaten him.
Yeah, and then he gets going.
Yeah.
That's how he likes it that way. I think it's a bit of a kink. Anyway, who is today's fabulous guest?
Today's fabulous guest is just one of our favourite comedians, Lew Fitz.
The wonderful Lew Fitz. We love Lew Fitz. Lew started comedy in 2014 at a biker bar in Gainesville, Florida. I actually didn't know that until you sent me that information. That's pretty exciting. Since then, he's performed in Miami for 2 years, going on to be the youngest finalist in Florida's Funniest Comedian in 2015 before moving to London in 2016. He was then the winner of the prestigious Amuse Moose National New Comedian of the Year Award in 2020. He's also been in the BBC New Comedy Awards, and he has had jokes in Dave's top 5 jokes of the Edinburgh Fringe, and he is a lovely lad.
He is. He's a lovely lad. He's from Manchester originally.
Yes. Yeah. We're very excited to see him. And what is the myth, mystery, or conspiracy that Lew's chosen?
Titanpointe.
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 Titanpointe. Let's bring on Lew.
Get out of the rabbit hole.
It's a fake. Every single bird in the sky is a robot.
It's fiction.
Doubt your government.
They're trying to brainwash you.
It's an urban legend.
Like if they're actually spraying something in the sky.
No way.
A stream of absurdity.
It's a total fabrication.
Welcome to the podcast, Lew Fitz! You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Double teamed
we were
there.
just quiet for a while, and then you guys all of a sudden went...
Yeah.
Show business,
For the
baby.
benefit of the audio, Lew just threw his arms in the air.
Oh, sorry for the audio.
Yeah, but we're filming it as well.
We're filming it as well, yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted to capture your beautiful face.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've had a compliment.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen you, so that's the level of excitement. Well, it's been a while since I've seen you, actually.
Yeah, I see David all the time.
Yeah.
We have our powwows.
Although it was a while ago since I last saw you. I was younger when I last saw you. Had a
That is
birthday
often the
since.
case, yeah.
I've had a birthday since. I'm now 34.
I wished you happy birthday, didn't I? I've not messed that
You
up.
didn't forget that, but I was younger. Like
What did you do on your birthday?
I had a
already.
really great day.
Without me, fair enough.
It was hard, but we managed it. And I had coffee with friends, and then
Do you mean these guys or
Oh yes, absolutely.
human beings?
I love them; they're my babies. And I then had dinner with Louise Atkinson, and we went to see Some Like It Hot at the Prince Charles Cinema, and it was awesome.
Marilyn.
It's just
was
not Some
murdered.
Like It Hot. 7 Year Itch.
Oh, okay, still.
7 Year Itch. Sorry.
We did an episode on Marilyn Monroe being murdered.
She was a sex addict, wasn't she? And a drug addict and all sorts of things. She was.
She definitely took her drugs, but she wasn't a drug addict in the sense that like she wasn't out of control with it. Like it was
Hollywood drugs.
Hollywood drugs. Hollywood drugs.
Administered by bad people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JFK.
Yeah.
Who else?
RFK. Frank
RFK, yeah. He was, yeah.
Frank Sinatra.
He was involved, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was more of a friend of her. He was like a proper supporter. The other two were like,
Do you reckon she ever
together.
found love?
well, we think she did with JFK, but it wasn't reciprocal.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah, you can't love the big dog. He can't love back.
She was the first sort of pop star's not the word I'm looking for, but like as we would think of Kim Kardashian
Yeah,
now,
global
or
sex
Ariana
symbol, yeah.
Grande or
Please don't mention Kim Kardashian in the same context as Marilyn Monroe.
Do it again.
Kim K. Well, Kim K's got business acumen.
Yeah, but she's not a legend.
No, God, no, I wouldn't give her. What was Marilyn? She wasn't. She was a film. She was a film star, wasn't she? She wasn't. She didn't sing. She did that
Well, she
thing.
did
She
sing
sang a bit. She sang a bit.
My Heart Belongs to Daddy. Her version of that is the best. Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. You know.
Who's your growing up? Your big female icon.
My mother. No. That is a loaded question for a young. Oh God.
We could edit it out.
All
it's fine.
that's coming to my head is porn stars.
That's okay, it's
Which
fine.
leads on to what Odd's conspiracy is about today.
Yeah,
I've had
yeah,
some serious
yeah.
thoughts about
I
this.
love Alexis Texas.
I could name. No, I do. I
Janet
want to
Jameson
name-
is an icon.
Yeah. Oh, I could. Oh, very good question.
Sasha Grey.
This is fucking revealing that I can't do. Oh God. I mean, I could be PC and be female comedian like Maria Bamford, Josie Long, all those guys.
You,
but,
you find Maria Bamford sexually attractive?
well, that wasn't the question though.
Yeah, I did say.
What was the
icon.
question?
I did say icon.
Icon.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. I know you're. I'm going to hurt his heart here a little bit, but
Yeah.
Madonna's a bit shit.
Yeah.
Listen, that level of homophobia is not acceptable on this podcast.
I just don't get it.
That's because you're straight and
but
much
you don't
younger
get
than me.
football, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's just guys running around.
But you
in their
did just give him a
shorts.
book on football.
Yeah, but it was the wrong.
It was the wrong team.
wrong-
Yeah, that's.
So you might as well have. I mean, I'll give it to my brother, but it's
So hang on, you support Rochdale
and Man City.
and Man City, and you just given a book on Manchester United.
Yes, I
But
thought
the
it was-
thought, I'm so touched by it. I've had a moment to. Yesterday, I was listening to a podcast about Wojciech, right? Of
course you were.
Polish bear, and it almost had. Well, it did have me in tears. Have you heard about Wojciech the bear?
I
Polish
know a
bear.
lot of bears, but I think our context is
Basically,
different.
in
Tell us.
summary,
Yeah.
a hero bear
Yeah.
from the war.
Yeah.
Helped second,
Okay.
first, fuck it, don't really matter. He helped, and then the Polish guys and the bear went to Edinburgh post-war for
An actual bear.
real. He was commissioned in the Polish army, and the Brits knew about it because we were allies with the Poles. And,
Yeah.
and this bear, this sweet bear, this hero bear. After the war, all the lads went home, the soldiers went home, and this bear got sent to Edinburgh Zoo to live, and it died of loneliness.
Fuck.
Yeah. Don't know why I brought it up. Why did I
That
bring
is
that up? Made me
really-
cry. That's why.
It's a bit like Warhorse.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, exactly.
What happened to all the horses that has fought so valiantly? They were eaten. So like,
Or they were just waved at by Scottish tourists for 30 years until they got dead
it's like
sad.
the Edinburgh Fringe.
Where's his West End play? West End
Well, they were talking about that because he inspired Winnie the Pooh, or in a way, like the person that
Did he?
did Winnie the Pooh
This is
heard
good
about
knowledge.
Wojciech the bear,
AJ Millen.
Syrian bear. It was
Hang on.
Syria has bears. Did you know?
I think I did know that. But do you mean Winnie the Pooh or do you mean Paddington?
Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
Winnie the Pooh.
Interesting.
Winnie Wojciech, sort of. I don't know, but there was a bears are cute though. I think little ears.
Yeah.
I'd rather.
I'm a big fan of bears, but I think we're talking about different.
Yeah,
things.
different kind of bear.
You asked me about female icons. Fucking hell.
And you brought up bears.
What was yours? Because.
Kylie, and that's where we do have a parallel.
But did you mean it when you say icon? What do you mean?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I suppose it's an icon that you were in love with, but not necessarily the one you found most attractive. Just not that Kylie wasn't attractive, but I guess it's that kind of like
dog, right?
90s Kylie, sex Kylie.
Oh, incredible.
You know what's great is her sister. The idea that imagine being Kylie Minogue's sister.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Danny has her place.
Oh, she's wonderful.
She was terrific.
Kylie is Jesus. Danny Minogue is John the Baptist.
Yeah.
Both essential.
Holly Valance now married to somebody in the far right.
Oh, Holly Valance. Oh my
Valance.
God,
Like a
Holly
real
Valance.
Yeah. Not an icon though. I wouldn't put Holly.
No, she
Holly's
had,
not an icon. One song.
That one.
she
Which
did
is
Kiss.
which was a cover
Kiss,
anyway,
that's
right?
the
Yes.
one, yeah.
By Farouk or someone who's
Yeah, not even her own song.
I'm, to my chagrin, I can't think of a female icon.
That's 'cause
all
you're
my
gay.
icons were footballers.
gay. Say gay.
Yeah.
Gay.
Oh,
Could take it on a lads podcast. That kind of fact.
Oh, lads podcast. That sounds so dirty.
Yeah.
be like female like. What was yours then? Oh, Kylie.
Yeah.
So you mean female pop star singers?
It could be anything. Could be an actor. I mean, we've completely gone off subject, but yeah.
I'm just trying to think of me at the time.
Should we come back to this at the end?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I feel like you're steering me in that direction.
Yeah, I feel like I am. Conspiracies,
trying to think of women.
myths, mysteries, that sort of stuff. What do you think about them?
Generally, bullshit. For people that don't work and don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Don't have
I'm
enough,
sitting right here.
don't have enough going on.
Yeah.
I have a lot
You've
going
really
on. I'm very
painted a
stressed.
vivid picture.
So much. Whenever you see a conspiracy theorist, it's never like like a vox pop in the news. It's
Yeah.
never backed up with professional,
Yeah.
or a doctor or whatever. It's like man in fields or lights.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've covered like Loch Ness and the big ones here in the UK, but I don't think any of them are real. None of them. The one I've picked today from the list you provided is.
I mean, it's very tangible. It's
Yeah.
very real. Yeah, in
See
one
it.
sense.
And that's what I like.
Yeah.
I don't believe in any of them. I genuinely no.
Interesting. Okay. Loch Ness Monster, by the way, is an episode on our Patreon. If you'd like to check that out, please do. So you need to physically be able to. You need to see something. You need hard evidence before you'll believe something.
Sure, and even then it can be like the purpose of like the 33 ton, like it. I think its initial purpose when it was built had probably changed over the times as times have changed.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely don't think I believe any conspiracy theorists.
Okay.
I don't believe any of Loch Ness does not exist.
Loch Ness
No,
exists.
Loch Ness definitely exists. But you mean the Loch Ness Monster?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm being a dick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The Loch Ness Monster does not exist. Or those are the when I was asked to come on, I'd be like, oh shit, I don't believe any of them. Is that all right? But I also don't want to be shitting on conspiracy.
No, that's absolutely fine. Because one of the most interesting things is why people believe it.
Right.
That's what I'm interested in. He believes, but I don't. But I'm more interested in why do people believe it? Why do people believe in Nessie? What happened? Where did that come from? Why does this building, where do people think this building has taken some sort of sinister turn? Let's do some background anyway.
Sure.
Titanpointe, a mysterious skyscraper located at 33 Thomas Street.
33.
33 in New York City has long been the subject of speculation and conspiracy theories. Officially known as the Long Lines Building, this monolithic windowless structure was originally designed in the 1970s for AT&T as a telephone exchange facility. However, documents leaked by former NSA contractor Edward Snowden suggest that Titanpointe is more than just a telecommunications hub. It is allegedly a secret surveillance facility operated by the NSA. This revelation has fueled numerous conspiracy theories about its purpose, capabilities, and the extent of government surveillance on American citizens and foreign entities. So, Lew, have you been to New York?
I have a green card, so yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, because you lived in Florida, didn't you?
Well, yeah, North Carolina and Florida for 7 years.
Yeah.
My dad's now done the test. He's one of them.
Oh.
So yeah, I've deep roots in
Yeah.
America, I suppose. Yeah.
Not
Been to I went to New York as a child.
Right.
Like 12.
Yeah.
But I've not been as big strong boy.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. But
I've
I mean,
I've not seen the building.
no, but it might have seen you.
Oh, yeah. They
Yeah.
can see us now.
Exactly.
Sauron's eye.
Yes, exactly that. What do you think of this? And this is one you knew about quite a lot.
This actually, I knew a very surface level, and I didn't know it was 33. I think that's very interesting. 'Cause that's Masonic.
Do you want to explain why?
Because there's 33 degrees in Freemasonry, so it's amazing how many buildings are the number 33.
That's just where it is on the street.
But it's always
next
it's
to
always
it.
chosen.
But why did they build it there?
Yeah.
That's where the land was.
33 is Masonic.
Oh, David.
But it is 33 degrees.
What about
That is right.
if it was 66? Would you say the same thing?
No, because 66 is a whole other thing.
What's that?
Well, it's 666.
13. Has that got a connotation to it?
That's just unlucky. 13 is the Knights Templar. You know, it's when they
Pick
kill
any
them.
number and he'll.
69?
69, dude. That's Bill and Ted. Whatever do you mean, Philip?
The Snowden leaks and the Titanpointe revelation. So the most compelling evidence linking Titanpointe to secret intelligence operations comes from classified NSA documents disclosed by Edward Snowden. These documents indicate that the building is part of a clandestine NSA operation known as Project X, a covert program aimed at global surveillance and intelligence gathering. According to investigative reports by The Intercept, Titanpointe has been used to intercept communication from satellites and to monitor mobile phone calls, emails, and other forms of electronic communication. So, do you remember the Snowden stuff coming out? Right. And you remember that it did reveal a lot about government surveillance, and that kicked off a whole discussion about it. And it is true that they were listening and they were tapping into mobile phone networks and reading out messages and that kind of stuff. So it's not beyond doubt that that was happening. It's whether or not this building was a central point for it. It's got to happen somewhere, hasn't it?
I don't think there's any conspiracy. I think we're just talking about a building right now, fellas. Like, yeah, of course. Like,
but the fact no one knows what is going on inside this building. That's the point.
And it has no windows.
What I don't understand is if it was
one could argue on the way. I just come from work in Central. There's loads of windows. You don't know what the bloody hell's going on inside them. So
that's a building of this size with no windows. That's massive.
Well, it's data farms, it's servers, it's equipment, it's
surveillance.
Yeah, it's huge. But imagine if it was, so what is it? It's 33 stories, something like that.
I don't know how many stories, but it is a skyscraper.
It's a big old monster.
It's a big old beast. Yeah.
Less than the Shard, more than the Tower of London.
Yeah, let's go with that.
But like, imagine that flattened and stretched out.
Yeah.
It's sort of warehouse size, which
Yeah.
is like a server farm, a data center. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just New York needs that to power it, and maybe perhaps the proximity to the East Coast, to radars, things like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Radars. We'll put our tinfoil hats on. I didn't bring mine. Have you brought mine? Have you brought me? You should get.
So you're getting into it now.
You should get Believe 5G hats.
Listen, we're on the merch trail. Don't you worry about
Yeah.
that. We'll get that.
we had a Sheesh Surrey on it right at the beginning. He brought a tinfoil hat, so that's his idea.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah,
okay,
we can't
fair
do
play.
it.
Yeah, I'm not sure it protected him, but
No, he doesn't know anything about 5G. He just likes to wear it.
yeah. he left in exactly the same state he ended up in, which is not a good one. Anyway, the history of Project X. Project X is believed to be one of the NSA's most secretive intelligence gathering programs, dating back to the Cold War era. Originally conceived as a means of monitoring Soviet communications, the project reportedly evolved into a far-reaching global surveillance initiative. As telecommunications technology advanced, Project X expanded its reach, incorporating fiber optic cable interceptions, satellite monitoring, and digital data collection, like you were saying, Lew. Documents suggest that Project X was initially operated under the guise of civilian telecommunications infrastructure, using facilities such as Titanpointe to discreetly monitor both domestic and international communications. So that what they're basically saying is that it was an AT&T telecoms building.
Yeah.
But the suggestion here is that actually this monitoring started then.
Yes.
From the moment it was built in the 70s.
Yeah, that's A theory.
Like middle of the Cold War, end of the Cold War stuff.
Yeah, I mean the main, like that's what Watergate's about.
Mm-hmm.
So like the people being monitored and tapped and
suppose the
It all
question is the legality of it, and I'm not.
It's not legal.
Yeah,
not legal.
particularly au fait with this American tapping in. But I mean, AT&T will have contracts on the small print of their phones. They're like T-Mobile or EE, where if something happens, they will work with the police, work with the authorities, you know, to track your location or whatever. So it's similar, it's a similar.
We are all chained to our phones now.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything particularly. I mean, it's obviously nefarious, but is it any less nefarious than a data center in Hoboken, New Jersey, or you know what I mean? It's just because it's right there in Manhattan.
Yeah.
That perhaps people.
It's a big, scary building rather than a warehouse.
Oh yeah, it's where
It's
it's where Darth
nondescript.
Maul would hatch his plans, isn't it? It's a window.
I think he has got an office there actually.
That makes sense.
It's a teenager's bedroom.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's just a big teenager's bedroom.
Would it bother you if you were being monitored? Like, would you stop using your phone? Would you stop if you knew that it was constantly being monitored?
No, you just accept it because it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I avoid social media, which is probably detrimental to my career, but that's just for
Good for your noggin, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the old noggin.
Yeah.
You're not getting in there.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Nice.
get in there.
God,
They
no.
need a bigger building. But I think other people don't think about it, but anything you put online can be found.
Yeah.
Absolutely anything.
Yeah.
You know, like if something happened to me on the way here tonight, when I'm judging by the high street, it might.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Good
they'll
luck
know-
getting home.
They'll know where I was
Yeah.
tracking. So,
Yes.
not in a way I'm glad it's there, but it can be used for good. We've got to remember that, guys.
Yeah.
You know.
So it doesn't get used for good. That's the thing.
So, what do you think's going on in there that's particularly nefarious?
Just the surveillance of people. We have a right to privacy, and
Do
we do absolutely.
If we're using products,
we have a right to privacy, and the only reason like using a phone or whatever, like I know it's all tracked, you know, and that's sort of deal with the devil that you make, but we do have a right to privacy, and it's this sort of idea that the constant encroachment it makes me very
But isn't
worried.
it also who's got that information? So here's the thing: would you trust a government to have your information?
No.
Or a private company?
No.
Look, WhatsApp is owned by Meta, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
So
is Facebook.
would you rather they have your information or a government?
No, I mean, like the only reason I'm still on Facebook is because of doing comedy, and one of the features in Facebook is you get your memories. You know, you did this,
Yep.
and I can see a point where it's just completely dropped off. I'm posting the same things. I haven't changed anything in all the time that I've been on there, and now it's dead.
your memories.
No, well, like no one interacts with my posts anymore, even though.
The government's involved in that.
Well, but I'm getting to a point that Facebook isn't how they monitor us anymore. It's things like WhatsApp. It's things like Instagram,
Snapchat and all that.
Snapchat, like TikTok, you know, and
That could be because Facebook's dead.
Facebook is dead. But they've killed. I'm so tired of adverts on Facebook. Like us doing this podcast, trying to promote it on Facebook, it does nothing.
No.
It does nothing, and it's like I've got a number of people.
That's why we're on Blue Sky.
I don't know what Blue Sky is.
Yeah, we don't either, but let's not worry about that.
I'm the one that posts for us on
Yeah,
Blue Sky. No idea what I'm doing.
We don't.
It's like a clean Twitter sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of Blue Sky.
Well, but my argument would be if the benefits of all these platforms and things, like this building wouldn't be there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But initially, this building was, you've seen in old films, like people taking the cable out of one, connecting the cable to another to hook up calls. I'm sure you might get, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
Which is a practical thing. And in New York City, you can't build out, you build up. So there's nothing, and you don't want people looking in.
True. But if you are, that would still be a way to monitor, right? Because
Oh yeah, well, but the inception of anything's monitoring like that. So it's not nefarious. It's they'll sell your data. That's how they make money.
why have they called it Project X then?
Who called it Project X?
The government.
The U.S. government.
Yeah.
Is that Project X as in like Twitter?
Well, no, because this is pre Twitter being named X. So this is from the Snowden report. Essentially, this is what he's
Well,
uncovered.
it's just a scary letter.
But that's the point, right? Why, as a government, well, let's call it something really fucking scary, so that if anyone ever
Project
leaks
A.
it,
Because it makes it seem like it's their first plan.
Yeah.
Project X. Well, the construction of this is, Cold War era. So they're doing it to shit up the Russians, and we're still there.
Yeah.
We're still at that point. So it's just to
that actually is a fair point. It could be a sort of big dick swing, right? That we're just going to build this.
It's
massive,
America, of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With phallic building
Yeah.
with no windows to scare you that we're watching you.
Yeah. Big dick-shaped skyscraper.
Yeah.
Pointing at the sky.
Yeah.
Jizzing out data at
Just
the top.
that data. Leaked information indicates that Titanpointe as a key facility with Project X plays a vital role in supporting NSA operations such as PRISM and X-Keyscore. This suggests that Titanpointe may function as a command center where intercepted communications are processed, analyzed, and stored for intelligence purposes. Do you know about PRISM and Keyscore? Have you heard of these?
No. Is Keyscore the one where they're able to see what your keystrokes are?
Yeah, I've got them somewhere. Hang on a second. So PRISM is a classified NSA program that allows the agency to collect user data from major technology companies, including Google, Microsoft, Apple, and Facebook. And Keyscore is one of NSA's most powerful digital surveillance tools designed to collect and analyze vast amounts of global internet traffic in real time. It allows intelligence agencies to track online activities, including browsing histories, and even access private emails and chat conversations. Pretty invasive.
Are you telling me that
Yep.
the US government know what I've been looking at online?
And in fairness, you nearly revealed it at the beginning of this podcast, so.
I look at 3 things online: eBay, YouTube, and unnameable sites that I won't talk about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Lou?
I think we should consider this building as, Pornhub. Perhaps this is the physical essence of the hub. This is it. This dick-shaped building in New York City is the.
Well, it's very interesting, the implementation of Pornhub. So I used to work in a sex shop. We were talking about this yesterday, funny enough. And you used to pay money to see porn or anything like that. And now it's all free. Why? Because you're able to understand people from their what they like sexually, to also how their browsing history is and what personality type they are. It's all about getting information from us. Because porn used to be very expensive and now it's free and available everywhere.
But if you're a private company collecting that information, you're collecting that information mainly to sell people stuff, right? If you're Google, if you're Amazon, we want to know what you're into because we want to push stuff at you that you're going to buy. If you're a government, you don't have that same motivation. So is that not more sinister?
Well, it's knowing how to push your buttons. Every time you go onto a site, like a porn site or what have you, you're giving very personal information about how you react in certain social situations. We're going for the dopamine hit. If you use it, you're going for the dopamine
I
hit.
go on porn to come. What do you?
I was trying to say it politely.
Catch it with my dopamine hit. Is that what you call it?
The dopamine hit, yeah. I mean, like, I depression, if you're depressed, masturbate more, you'll be okay.
It's not working.
And that's the irony of antidepressants, because it means you can't come. Anyway, sorry, this is maybe a bit too much. But
I feel like we're in the pub.
but the reason that it's all become free is because there's inferences that can be made about how you search through those sites, of what you choose, how long you spend. It's about your decision making process, and you think that you're giving away nothing, and you're giving away everything free. So be aware of every time you're online, you're paying the piper. You're giving information about yourself as a human being and the wider group.
The proliferation of it and how easily accessible it is, and how many people think they can make money doing it. That's it. Fundamentally, everyone's chasing that Yankee dollar.
Yeah.
In a place like this, they'll probably rent out half the space to other data center companies and things like that. They like as hyperscale. Like they won't. AT&T won't own the whole thing, but
Dartmoor.
They're absolutely massive. DCs, they're huge, so it makes total sense.
Yeah.
Like to cover Manhattan, You know,
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking big.
It's a big old place.
It's bigger than Dartmouth. You know,
Wow.
it's a big place.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
I've been to big places.
You have been to some big places.
Just come from London. That's
Yeah,
big.
it's big. Yeah.
Big there.
We are still in London, technically.
In a way.
In a way.
Doesn't
Emotionally.
feel like it, but we are.
No, we are. We're in zone 2. But
Is this zone 2, really?
George, we're in zone 2? Yeah. We're in zone 2.
yeah,
The fuck is this zone 2? It takes me hours to get here.
it's because you live all the way up northeast.
I
don't you?
suppose.
But I don't think there's anything like. I think perhaps people are with this blown away by the brutalism of the architecture.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So in Soviet Russia, it would be like, oh, that's the nicest building we've got.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
I think
a fair
that
point,
just
actually.
scares people.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It is just a fucking scary building, but
Yeah.
built in an era where that was quite common.
Looks like an incinerator.
The windowless thing is a bit weird. That's the one thing. It's a
It does
building.
cost bunts, you know? America at the time didn't have bunts.
It's a big old building to have none.
Well, also, do you really want? Have you seen software engineers? You know, you don't want those.
I work with them, and yeah, they're
Oh, really?
a creepy bunch.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
don't. Well, they don't need natural light.
No,
do
they
they?
don't. No.
So it's
In fact,
perfect.
it burns them
Exactly.
Yeah.
like vampires.
It's purpose built.
Yeah.
Sorry to any, but
I don't think there's anything particular. I'm on your side. There's nothing particularly conspiracist. That's not a word. George, is that a word? Conspiracist? Yeah. Yeah, thank you. There's nothing particularly conspiracy leading for me about this building. It's just a big server farm in the middle of Manhattan.
Do you reckon it's got a viewing platform at the top?
For what? Jumping?
Yeah.
There's got to be a roof.
Yeah. There's got to be a roof.
someone can go and have cigarettes there.
Do you reckon? In what sense? Like for tours? Like, how do you mean?
No, I don't think for tours. I don't. I very much doubt for tours. I don't think you can go in it.
Yeah.
But for the people that work there, whatever it is they do, can they go on the roof?
Have in your research, because has anybody? They must sign incredibly strict NDAs to work there, but some people are blabbermouths.
Well, that's what the Snowden report is essentially. It's leaks. He's leaking stuff that's been leaked. So,
Right,
so
okay.
they're saying that Project X came out of this. It's a surveillance thing. They're monitoring the American people. They're monitoring all your communications. There's also a theory that it's home to advanced electrical surveillance equipment capable of monitoring satellite communications. Given the supported connection to NSA operations, some speculate the facility functions as a global eavesdropping post targeting foreign governments, corporations, and even ordinary citizens. So the ordinary citizens thing, I think, actually is probably quite expected because it was an AT&T thing, but it's also monitoring. But I think that happens anyway, right? I think they would be monitoring
Possibly would.
other governments and their communications and satellite communications, right?
Well, it's just the. I mean, Snowden revealed that just how much they were monitoring.
As my mum calls him, the gobshite.
Many theorists argue that Titanpointe plays a key role in an international eavesdropping network designed to collect intelligence or diplomatic, military, and economic activities. Because of its connection to major telecommunication networks, the facility is suspected of intercepting real-time phone conversations, text messages, and emails from high-profile individuals, foreign embassies, and international corporations. Do you reckon there's somebody just sitting there listening to Bill Clinton's phone calls?
Probably, yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, Phil. For the first, I was like, "Fuck me, he's still alive, is he?" Like, this guy can call the dead up. That's a big fucking satellite. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yes, absolutely.
I actually would want that job because that
To listen to Bill Clinton's phone calls.
yeah, he's calling some dodgy people.
The Epstein files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think America is probably one of the most security conscious nations in the world.
Especially after September 11th.
Yeah.
But this place was built, what, 30 years before that, 40 years before that? So you can imagine. There's I don't know what there is to debate here, fellas. it is
Well,
what
just
it
leave it there then,
No,
Paul.
but it is what it is, and they are listening in.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, consider like terrorist threats and all those sorts of things. Like I heard something. I visited the White House, which is surprisingly small, right?
I've heard that.
It's really. It looks like it looks like what do they call it? Like a Toby Carvery. Do you know, like when it's like your parents will take you, and it's like a big manor house, and there's like
When you're a wee
soft
kid.
and there's a soft play at the back.
Yeah.
It's that size, but it's white and bit nicer, but not a good roast. But I was told something, your phone won't work. Like your phone doesn't work within like a 2-block radius or something.
Oh, people used to say this about the MI5 build.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And did it work?
I don't have a phone.
It's
12.
Vauxhall. I used to live in Camberwell, which is sort of close to Vauxhall, and I remember my phone would always cut out when I would be walking to Victoria. So
were you on the tube though?
No. When I was, I because I was trying to save money, I would walk, and I always remember my phone cutting because I would speak to people when I was on. I used to talk to everybody.
Well, that's the thing. Like we have MI5 right there. Like. I suppose the difference that we're talking about, if the MI5 building didn't have windows, and it in essence does.
Really does. Weirdly, it's a similar looking building.
It is a very similar looking building, but it does. Well, it has what it looks like.
Well, it has double phase
glazing.
glass.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I.
The refraction
really
glass, so they
push both
can't.
Refraction.
So the snipers can't get you.
Yeah.
But no one's scared about that building.
It's true.
And if that building was. We're talking about architecture rather than conspiracies, and I'm all for it. I love it. I love buildings. I don't think it's a particularly nice building, this one, though.
No, it's pretty ugly.
It's an incredibly ugly building. They could have done it nicer. What would you have done with it to make it more attractive?
I definitely would have had some plants. On
the side?
Yeah, I would have had some hanging baskets for sure.
How many?
Oh, at least 20.
Yeah, on
but
one
really
side.
long. Like
Ivy.
Yeah.
Gotta have ivy.
Yeah.
That'd be all
the
right.
treatment, though. Oh, imagine it. If you get into the brickwork.
So what do you think it's like inside?
Dark. Very
I
dark.
reckon they got lights, though.
Yeah, they have something. Imagine if they did it all by candlelight.
Like a library.
It hasn't changed since 1972.
It draws parallels to me to like Sauron's eye.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They all see, and I suppose the theology of it is it's looking, it's always looking, it's always listening, it's always hearing. But honestly, fella, if you've been in public transport for 10 seconds, who the fuck's listening to this nonsense? Do you know what I mean? Imagine that being your job. Imagine the poor fuckers that have to work in there.
It is pretty dull. I won't lie to you. But then the question is why they're doing it, and the question is how long they've been doing it for. And do we care?
I don't.
You don't. You do care.
I do care because that's we have a right to privacy.
It harks back to that, but we don't. If we're using their product, why? Why do we?
Stop using your phone. Though,
Like if you and I are talking off mic,
there is no world off mic.
then there is our right to privacy.
Yeah.
But not if we're using a product that we've agreed to terms and conditions.
But this I mean, when we're on mic, we're doing this so that people can see it. The reason that we would have a phone is because it gives us, the ability to talk with our relatives or what have you. And but then we have a right to what you say. Like you don't, and that's encroachment.
Well, that is the purchasing power of the product.
Yeah, the deal with the devil.
Exactly.
Like I'm not giving up my phone.
But what are you worried they're going to do with it?
Blackmail me, shame me,
or Barbies?
Take these ladies off you. Yeah. To worry when you become mega famous, what's going to come out?
Yeah.
I would love to become mega
That's
famous.
the main worry.
But I don't know that I would want to become mega famous. I would like success. I'd like more success, and I think we've all seen bits of success. It's all very tiring. But I haven't done anything in my past that I'm ashamed of.
Oh, I am.
Even though there are things that I'm like, oh, it wasn't the highlight, But
Really?
yeah, like I mean, there's things.
Nothing.
No, there's things I have definitely had low points. I mean, I was homeless. I've got it in twice this week.
You have, yeah, it's good.
But like
Homeless bingo. But if you need George, you need a thing.
I haven't dropped it into the podcast that often, but yeah, I did it.
Well, I'm
yesterday.
talking about more of your living in London in the 80s and the 90s.
I didn't live in London. How old do you think I am?
45.
You can be so cruel, Lou.
That is how old you are.
I've got up to some unspeakable thing. Like I worked in a sex shop, so But I didn't really.
You have also said that vocally a number of times on the podcast.
God, let's
Again,
feel the ding,
not
ding, ding,
really
ding,
a
ding,
secret.
ding, ding.
Yeah.
What else can I say? I nearly died there. You don't know.
Oh yeah, COVID.
I did. Yeah.
So, again, I'm quite happy for the government to have that information because, I mean, consider this. Let me proffer you a little argument. What if terrorist attacks can be stopped via monitoring phones, which is the technical shite that's in the building that provides them the ability to do so?
But I don't think that happens. I don't think.
I think
it
it
gets
does,
stopped.
but they just don't put it on the fucking news because we stopped 2 attacks
I
today.
think it probably happens quite
all the
frequently.
time.
Yeah.
Some nutter. But also, I think what we see far and wide is it's just individuals acting. So there's. But they will have to text someone. They will have to.
Yes.
And then there you go, bang, you're in. And that's why I'm sort of happy it's there in a sense.
I mean, I definitely there's certain words that flag up, and that's why, like on social media, people don't talk about death or being killed or whatever. They talk about unaliving because it doesn't flag anything up. So, like we did Marilyn Monroe was murdered. That was one of our podcasts, and YouTube didn't restrict it completely, but like we got no traction with it because we said murdered in the title.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not as much as some. And audio, absolutely fine. But YouTube is a bit funny about certain words that you use. Death, Satanism, murdered, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all the cool words.
All the cool words, basically.
All the fun words.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to like say things like unalived, which I loathe, but that's
Is
a
that
term.
George? Is that a real word? Unalived? It's a common use. Is it really?
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
I hate it.
Conspiracy. I would rather talk about, is it etymology? Like the mean, yeah, I'd rather, oh my God. Vibe, not fucking word. Say what you mean. Don't say vibe.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not talking about.
But again, that
Conspiracy
like,
vibes.
But this is weirdly to do with Titanpointe, in that the idea that our words are being monitored. We have altered the way we speak about things, So like unalive is the really big one, but corn, as in we've been talking about corn. That's
CORN.
yes, but change one letter in that, and that's what we were talking about.
Filth.
Filth.
Absolutely.
And there's all these obfuscations of words.
Porn.
Yes.
You got that?
Yeah,
I
there
said
we go.
you get that, didn't I?
Connie Huq. That's my icon. There we go. Blue
Oh
pizza.
yeah, I love Connie.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Connie
no.
Huq. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sorry.
Here it comes to you.
It was in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Blue Peter the other day.
But this idea that we sort of fuzz.
Konnie Huq.
She told me how to make a friend out of coat hangers. Believe when they did the.
How good a friend.
I've lost him. We lost touch.
Times.
We lost touch.
Yeah. Is she married to
Charlie Brooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know that without the internet.
Would know that.
Vis-a-vis
That is true.
Titanpointe.
Yeah.
Also, are we not questioning sort of AT&T? Because it's essentially...
That's my point. Because why, if this was built as a government building for surveillance, I can understand why it's massive and has no
Right.
windows.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was built as an AT&T exchange, that's the bit that makes me think, well, why would they do that? Do you know what I mean? Like it was very overt. It was an AT&T building. Everyone knew it was. Why would you make it look like that?
What does AT&T stand for?
Good question.
I used to know this. Oh my gosh.
American Telecommunications and
Yeah.
something, I'm guessing. Something like that.
I studied telecom in America.
Well,
Jesus
you-
Christ.
Yeah. You've embarrassed yourself, really.
George, any help?
Oh my God, we've got Joe Rogan.
Sorry, I don't think that matters. But AT&T, but it's... Well, they must have just a really, really, really lucrative government contract. So who's...
Yeah. There you go.
American
The
Telephone
old
and
Telegraph, yeah.
But are we not questioning them? Like,
Well, I think we
what are you
should
lot
be.
playing at?
I think we should be, yeah. But then that probably goes back to, was that a cover? Was it always about surveillance? Was it never really?
About getting people to connect.
Yeah.
The two are the same. I don't differentiate between the two at all. If you're selling a product, you have to get something from it, right? If you're tickling the balls, you got to pay attention to the shaft. Let me just look down the barrel of the lens. Say that. But you know what I mean? Like, what are AT&T are getting? They're going to sell advertising. They're going to do, and they're going to monitor,
Understand the
and then they're going to sell that data to the US government. Now I sound like David. They're going to sell that data to be able to profit from it, and then the upkeep and maintenance of it. And they probably haven't. It's a profit machine. That's all that, you know.
Yeah.
My dad's got an AT&T like contract. We don't have them here, do we? In
AT&T, no.
They must have bought part of T-Mobile or EE.
When they wanted like the earliest email addresses, remember people have. You remember like when Hotmail? But I'm sure a lot of people had AT&T email addresses.
Probably, yeah.
And AOL, right? That was the thing. Yeah.
So there's your emails being watched.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Is what it is.
Yeah. So possible NSA operations at Titanpointe. Beyond general surveillance, several potential NSA operations may be taking place at Titanpointe. Mass metadata collection. The NSA is known for collecting metadata from phone calls and internet traffic. Titanpointe may serve as a crucial hub for gathering and analysing this information, enabling intelligence attacks to track communication patterns and identify potential threats. Fucking hell, that's a hell of a job, isn't it?
Do you reckon it's just one guy?
Yeah, one guy,
stressed
doing
out
all
of
of
his
it.
fucking mind. Brian.
Can I have a break? Shut the fuck up, Brian, and get back to work.
Yeah, with your candle, like, now what are you going to do?
Yeah. You had a break last Tuesday. Get on with it. International financial surveillance. Leaked documents have suggested that Titanpointe plays a role in monitoring global financial transactions, particularly those related to suspected money laundering, terrorist financing, and economic espionage.
Someone's got to be looking at it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's better than Rochdale Council, you know, dealing with it on a one-on-one basis. You got to...
Someone's got some beef.
Someone's got some taxes that you don't want to pay. HMRC owe me $2,500. I'll say that right now. Put that on the airwaves.
All right. You heard that, YouTube? Foreign diplomatic espionage.
Put that out, though. Sorry, Phil.
It's all right. I'm pretty sure they don't watch this podcast. The facility is believed to be a part of a network monitoring diplomatic communications from foreign embassies and government institutions, providing the US government with intelligence on international relations. I mean, this bit does seem pretty plausible. But they must be doing that anyway, right? Wherever they're doing that from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose one would consider the CIA, that's per, or the FBI, that those are those government bodies' purposes, as opposed to a private company, because when things go private, that's when, for me, it gets a little murky.
Yeah.
But America is now just covered in murky, so we have to sort of detach ourselves from that. But I don't know, you'd like to think they're using it for good, you know? Or...
And I'm the one that believes in conspiracy theories.
What? Well, you would like to think they're using it.
It must sometimes be used for good. There must. We know
broken clock
terrorist
will-
attacks do get foiled. We know that happens.
Yeah, but not enough.
Sorry,
But not enough.
no, probably loads, but they're not going to reveal it because if they told the world how many terrorist attacks
never
there
leave the
were,
house.
it would leave the house. Yeah, we'd all be shitting ourselves.
I grew up in Northern Ireland. That wouldn't stop.
Yeah,
me.
for you, it's different. Yeah,
No, but it's like
not in Rochdale.
Not in Rochdale. Oh. Lisa Stansfield. Does anybody know that reference at all? Okay. Lisa Stansfield is from Rochdale. The singer Lisa Stansfield.
Did you know that?
Who
is she?
Oh, God, young people sicken me.
Anna Friel's from Rochdale.
She's wonderful.
That's pretty good.
I love Anna Friel.
Who's Lisa Stansfield?
She sung "Been Around the World." Been around the world and
fuck off, is she?
Yeah, that's her.
And I can't find my baby. I don't know. Interesting.
Great moving out now, don't you?
Yeah, she's great. Great singer. Great singer. Needed a news job.
Don't
Weird
believe
news.
you. Don't believe.
She's from Rochdale. That used to be that was one of the things that actually hindered her ascension to pop legend, because the joke used to be, well, she's from Rochdale, and that's my experience of Rochdale. Her.
Is that what's holding you back from pop stars?
Well, now it's a paedophile ring, isn't it? You say it on stage, and that's just. I remember doing loads of gigs, and people would be like, "Pedo." I'm like, well, should look at other reasons. Read from the sheet, Phil.
Yeah. Interception of transatlantic communications. Due to its strategic location, Titanpointe may be involved in tapping into transatlantic fiber optic cables, intercepting communications between Europe and the United States. It would be well placed to do that, wouldn't it?
It's right there on the East Coast. Yeah. It is right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, do we really want to listen to what Americans are saying? It's
no, but they're listening to what the Europeans are saying.
Yeah, but none of them speak other languages, do they? So it's only us that they're going to
True,
be
especially
listening.
now.
And Irish fellas, you can't understand the bloody word they're saying. So
Jidditch.
yes, welcome.
Yes, Muraditch.
It gets very threatening when he starts talking about that. Satellite signal interception. Some theorists claim that the facility has capabilities to intercept satellite signals, monitoring military and diplomatic communications from foreign nations. If they did that, you'd think they'd be a bit better at bombing people, wouldn't you?
The Americans,
Yeah.
they're pretty fucking good at it.
No, I mean, they're good, but they're not always the most accurate.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I
But
don't know about that. I think it's all.
I'm sure we've done it as well.
Oh, yeah, no question.
I say we, I mean the British Army, not.
No, the British Army have never done anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To me, and this is going to sound perhaps a little strange to David, but I feel slight comfort in knowing that people are listening. Do you know?
You're never alone.
It's a strong argument, and I think that a lot of people do think that, which is why I think not as many people kick off about it as actually maybe you would think they would.
Yeah.
Right? Because initially you're like, oh, people are looking at my WhatsApps, but then you think, well, no one cares what goes in my WhatsApps, no matter how sordid it gets. Not that they do, obviously, but if you know,
I've got some terrible messages from.
you have got some
Phil,
terrible messages from us, yeah. But my point is, they don't care. They only care about they care about world leaders. They care about
on a macro scale, on a global scale.
Yeah. So therefore, if they're monitoring the nonsense that I'm putting out there, it doesn't really matter if they're monitoring these people who actually might go and blow something up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like
you want to live in a dangerous world.
Yeah, you would live in a dangerous world where everyone's sort
You love
of
the
private.
danger.
And
This goes back to your upbringing.
do you cover your laptop camera with a bit of tape?
no, I want them to look.
Yeah, so you want them to look. I want them to listen.
I like that.
Despite the growing body of evidence pointing to Titanpointe's involvement in surveillance activities, there's been little official acknowledgement of its true function. Neither the NSA or AT&T have publicly confirmed the claims made in the Snowden leaks. The building itself remains shrouded in secrecy with limited public access and stringent security measures. This is one of the key points, is that no one's ever actually said what's going on in it. So even when it was the AT&T building, they didn't say what they were doing in it. They said, it's an AT&T building.
Fine. I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my soul. Fine. Like, they're not supposed to be telling us what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, if you walked into MI5, go, what's going on in there? What are them spies up to in there? The whole point is it's secret. They're not supposed to tell you, right?
Do you remember the James Bond film where Pierce Brosnan drove a speedboat out of the MI5 building, just went straight through the wall?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Good day.
Good day.
He pulled up the speedboat. He said, Moneypenny, you and Pussy Lips wait in the boat. I'm going to go talk to this Chinese fella about something. I remember it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Back when Britain was great, you know?
Yeah.
But back to this.
Yeah.
My point is some people, like laptop warriors, you don't need to fucking know what's going on. Just know that they're sort of doing it for your own good, you know? Eat the broccoli. It tastes like shit, but it'll help you.
I quite like broccoli.
Exactly. It's fine. That's why you're big.
My mum hates broccoli, and when I was a kid, we never had it. And the first time I had broccoli, I was 14, and I just thought it was unripe cauliflower.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a day.
What a world.
And I really like broccoli because I never had it as a kid.
Did you have scurvy a lot growing up?
Yeah. No, please cut that out.
Did you?
Back when it was cool.
Back when it was cool.
Oh, David.
Oh,
You've really let yourself down there, David.
I have.
So the lack of transparency has only fueled further speculation, but some conspiracy theories suggest that Titanpointe is just one of many hidden NSA surveillance hubs across the United States and beyond. The secrecy surrounding the site has led to concerns about unchecked government surveillance and the erosion of civil liberties, especially in the light of past revelations about mass data collection programs such as PRISM or XKeyscore. I mean, that's true. There's going to be loads of these fucking buildings, aren't there? There's just one that's very, very obvious in the middle of Manhattan.
Absolutely, yeah.
But there'll be millions of these all over the world, right?
And this is one of the things, Titanpointe is making itself a target. So that's the one that, we can get that.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones are unknown.
And it could be a decoy.
What, in terms of an attack?
Yeah. So it's like you make it, this is the obvious one. And I'm sure it does serve all these functions, but it's so out there. Like,
Interesting point. Could be.
you know.
Probably not. Purely because of the real estate value of it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't functioning. Like Building 7 in the World Trade Tower is probably a.
Would you get a flat in there?
What in the
Point, yeah.
I mean, Titanpointe's a great name.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't need windows.
He's a Mac user.
Yeah,
Hey.
I sleep upside down with the lights off. I've terrible eyesight, and I don't like bright lights. so
Perfect.
it's-
Oh wow! Like, well, you're literally in the beam of a ring light right
It
now.
would, yeah, be all right. Be fine.
Fucking fine.
What part of Manhattan is it in? The Upper East?
Central Manhattan.
Central Park
It is-
West.
it-
No,
yeah.
it's not. It's not.
It's pretty central.
Yeah. I could get to work.
Cool. Real estate. Get on to Lew. Titanpointe remains a potent symbol of modern surveillance and the potential overreach of intelligence agencies. While official statements regarding the building's purpose remain vague, the Snowden leaks provide significant evidence that the site is a key part of the NSA's global intelligence operations. Whether it is merely a telecommunications hub or covert espionage center, Titanpointe's mysterious nature continues to fuel conspiracy theories and debates about privacy, security, and government transparency. As technology advances and surveillance capabilities expand, questions about facilities like Titanpointe and the balance between security and personal freedom will only become more pressing. So, Lew, is Titanpointe a secret surveillance facility?
It's not secret. Yes.
Yeah, it
yes, it's a surveillance facility.
Okay. David, is Titanpointe a secret surveillance
Not only
facility?
is it a surveillance center, it is also a secret surveillance center. So what it's saying it does, and there's other things going on.
So you're saying the
It's
thing
both.
that it's saying it does is not the thing it's saying it does, but even though it's not saying it's doing anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Got that?
But weirdly, we're the same. It's the same thing.
No,
It is a
fucking not. What are you on about? It's
Yes, it's a surveillance
It
center.
surveils.
Yes.
And there's now secret about it.
Yeah.
But perhaps what you might think might be secret is what it finds out and what it uses to its advantage. Perhaps. But there's no doubt. I mean, they're not in there fucking building Lego, are they? Like they're.
They're doing something dodgy in there. They're doing something they don't want us to know about in there. We just think it's
Nor
fine.
should we be allowed to know about
Yeah.
it.
We think it's fine. You don't think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
But that's because our browser histories are less sordid than yours.
I have really mundane browser history.
Wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Lou, would you like to look into this camera, tell people where they can follow you and all that sort of stuff?
Sometimes I get the 471 bus. No, I am on social media. I am bad at it, but just Lew Fitz. Just Google Lew Fitz Instagram.
And that's with a Z. Fitz
Yeah,
with a Z.
LEWF.FITZ. I will be going to Edinburgh 2026 and going up this year to do a whip.
Ooh,
Fingers crossed.
That's exciting
Yeah,
stuff.
doing the second hour 2026.
Second
I look forward to that.
Yeah, very much so.
The difficult second album.
Yeah, it's taken a while.
Okay, would you like a Titanpointe joke to end the podcast?
Nah, you're right. Yeah, go on, hit me.
Do you know how many guests have done that recently? I've got to stop asking the fucking question.
Go on, do it. Just
Why
do it,
did
yeah.
why did the Titanpointe employee get bored at work? Because he'd heard it all.
Before. That's a good joke. That's a good joke.
For the benefit of the audio, Lew is nodding. That's the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening. Bye.
If you like the podcast and fancy extra episodes and early access every week, why not join our Patreon? Just £5 a month and you'll be helping support the pod. Remember, we love you. Bye.